Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and this is the iPad Pro. I've been using this for about 3 weeks straight, or since the day it came out, and I've used it every single day, and it's been a really nice device. It's very powerful. It has Apple's new A9X processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it's more than fast enough to handle most tasks we throw at it. The actual display is 12.9 inches diagonally. It's an LCD LED backlit display. It's also 2732 by 2048 with 264 pixels per inch. The iPad Pro comes in 3 variants, 32, 128, or 128 with Wi-Fi and cellular for $799 up to $1,079. On the top of the iPad, we have a power sleep wake button with a little speaker grill there, and then we have another speaker grill and a 3.5mm headphone jack. These two speakers work in tandem with 2 more speakers that we see on the bottom of the iPad Pro. We also have a lightning port that allows for charging and data transfer if you have certain adapters for it. On the right side of the device, we have a microphone with a volume up and down, and that's really just about it as far as the side of the device is concerned. Now, if we flip over to the other side of the device, on the left side, we have 3 different connectors, and these 3 little magnetic connectors are used for data and power for different accessories. On the rear of the device, it doesn't look fancy here at all. We've basically got the familiar layout of an iPad, and then we have an 8-megapixel camera with an additional microphone there as well. If we flip over to the front of the device, we have Touch ID, and then we have a 1.2 megapixel camera on the top that is going to be used for selfies or whatever you want to use it for there. On the back of the iPad, you'll see there's a little bit of a scratch there, and this is just from daily use. I don't have anything covering the back, and I'm really careful with my devices, but it doesn't seem to be holding up very well as far as wear goes, so you may want to consider a case when using it. Now, I do have a smart cover on it, and it serves as a stand along with the pencil accessory that's very hard to find, and the stand works well, and I decided not to go for the keyboard, as I actually prefer the traditional keyboard that comes on the iPad itself. This iPad keyboard is a little nicer, and it has a lot more keys than most iPads. You've got basically more of a MacBook style layout, and I can type really fast on it. I have no issues there because we have a much larger display in order to type whatever we need to type. And as you see, I'll just type here one more time, and I can kind of just zip along typing on this keyboard, and this will serve most of my purposes. I have a separate Bluetooth keyboard in case I need any more serious typing for long periods of time. Now, as far as the iPad goes, it's not really much different than any other iPad. It's just very fast and offers split view. Now, this is available on the iPad Air 2 and the iPad Mini 4 as well, and we can just kind of switch through apps or whatever we want to do. And unfortunately, not all apps support it, but if you open the app and you have that little line there, you can resize it and allow it to use it. Otherwise, it just kind of lays over the top of the app itself. It's nice and fast and allows you to use it quickly between both apps or whatever you want to do. And the nice thing is, this is about 2 iPad Airs in width. So you've got 2 full iPads when you're using it from day-to-day use. It's really nice, and I've never seen it slow down at all. It's really fast. And split view works really nice too. If you leave it open, it stays open. If you close it, it stays closed, no matter where you go on the home screen. Now, the Apple Pencil, it's a $100 accessory. I think it kind of should have come with it, but it has this little tip here that's plastic, and there's the sensor underneath. They do include a separate tip as well in case this one wears out. I haven't had any issues so far. And then on the top, it charges and syncs via the lightning port, and that's kind of a concern because if you plug it in here, it charges very rapidly. About 15 seconds will charge it for about 30 minutes of use. But durability, and it's just kind of a weird idea. You can see it's holding up okay. It does flex a little bit, and I can lift the iPad with it, but it doesn't seem to be an issue. While Apple chose some strange design ideas for this pencil, it does work incredibly well. It's very sensitive, and actually the screen uses a double refresh rate to sense the actual touch of the pencil when you're using it. This is probably going to be, for most people that like a stylus or a pen or a pencil, for lack of a better word, the fastest one you've ever used. Now, within the Notes app, this is fantastic too. You've got this little ruler, and response times are probably better than any stylus I've used. That includes the Surface Pro or any other Wacom tablets that I've used. The response time's the same or better than any of those. And the nice thing is you've got this tilt sensor built into the pencil that allows you to shade really nicely. It senses when the pencil's sideways, and then you can just shade like you see here. I can switch different colors, and this is just the built-in app that comes with the iPad. It's the Notes app that they've added this sketch ability to. And you see, I'm not the greatest drawer here, but I just thought I'd sketch out a little Z quickly and give you an idea of how quick and easy it works, just like a real pencil does. And that's really the advantage of it over the other styluses out there. Aside from Apple Notes, we have Procreate. This is a fantastic app that's about $5 or $10 and is far beyond what I can do with any app. We also have Graphic and some others, but we're not all the way there yet as far as pro apps. Now, the Room 3, I wanted to show you how quickly apps load as far as games are concerned. And this is a really fantastic game. The sound is fantastic, and it's hard to convey how good the sound is with these speakers. But as you move it, it will keep it in stereo for you at all times. It calculates the angles and then keeps the sound in stereo. Everything's nice and fluid and smooth, and it's really fantastic. Battery life on the iPad Pro is pretty good. It's about 10 hours, give or take, depending on what you're doing as far as productivity is concerned. It does take forever to charge, though. 3 to 4 hours. If you're completely empty, you're going to take 4.5 hours to fully charge it using the included adapter. Other than that, though, it's basically just a giant iPad with fantastic stereo speakers. Once we get some more productivity apps, I think it will be a big game changer. But at this point, we don't really have anything along the lines of Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro or a full-blown Photoshop or something along those lines that can really take the place of our desktop. At this point, I can't say that you can just use an iPad Pro as your desktop computer. Someday we'll get there, but it's just not there yet. If you have any comments or questions, please let us know in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.